You're not cut out to be a manager, Felix. Not even for this luxury condo.
Sana, the mistress, declared triumphantly beside her husband. If you get it, will you please leave Felix's luxury condo? You have no right to live here, it's his home after all. Wait, Felix's luxury condo? I couldn't help but burst into laughter when I heard it again. What's so funny all of a sudden? Oh, sorry. Fine, you can have him if you're okay with such a husband. And since we're divorcing over your affair, I'll definitely be seeking alimony.
Sure, whatever you say.
She seemed confident, but she must be making a big mistake. Oh well. Thinking this, I left the house and immediately contacted someone. But after all this, I'll never forgive you too. Sana was like a friend and a sister to me. It's unfortunate for her, dreaming of securing both the luxury condo and my husband, but I've decided to present her with an interesting scenario. My name is Anna Turner, 32 years old. I live with my husband Felix, in the penthouse of a luxury condo. My parents made their fortune at a young age, owning multiple lands and properties, and now they've retired, leaving the real estate business to me. So, I spend most of my time working from home on my computer. Felix owns a cafe, operating out of one of my properties. Meeting Felix, the cafe owner, was nothing short of miraculous. I've always been introverted, not great at socializing. It made it hard to make friends during my school days. My hobbies are reading, cooking, and gardening, so I rarely go out, except to catch a movie or do a little shopping. Felix and I met when he wanted to rent one of my properties for his cafe. We hit it off over our shared interest in food, sharing stories about ourselves. Felix, being in the service industry, was a great talker and listener. It was new to me since I'd never had someone approach me so casually before. He seemed interested in me, and on his days off, we started going out for meals together. And just like that, our relationship blossomed. Eventually, Felix proposed, and we got married. I was surprised that someone like me could actually get married. My parents were overjoyed about my marriage. As a wedding gift, they bought us the penthouse of a luxury condo where Felix and I began our life together. However, about 3 years into the marriage, Felix started to belittle me. Must be nice, huh? Staying at home every day, playing games on the computer. What? I've told you, I'm working from home. I'm not playing around. And you know I'm running cooking classes, right? Those cooking classes aren't a real job. It's just volunteer work, isn't it? Plus, the food you make isn't even good. I wish you'd earn some money too and give me a break. Running a business is tough, he said before heading off to work. Lately, I've been trying not to worry about Felix's moodiness, thinking it's because his cafe isn't doing well. I run a cooking class once a week as a way to change things up, teaching easy-to-make recipes. That's where I met Sana, a student in her 20s, and we hit it off.
I wish I could cook like you, Anna. They say the way to a man's heart is through his stomach, right? That's true. Don't worry, I have plenty of recipes to share. The key to making delicious food is to enjoy cooking it yourself.
Sana, just starting out in her career, wanted to improve her cooking skills to move away from a life of store-bought meals. Despite her busy schedule, she was eager to learn new things, and I wanted to teach her as much as I could. Hey, Anna. I want to get better at cooking, Sana said with unusual seriousness. That's when I had an idea.
Of course, I'll teach you everything I know. How about coming over to my place next time for a cooking practice session?
To your place? Are you sure?
Absolutely. You've been such a great listener even after the classes, so it's special.
Sana was thrilled at the offer of private lessons. It felt like I had gained a younger sister. Later, I invited Sana to our penthouse.
Thank you for having me today. Welcome. Let's take our time and enjoy cooking today. Yes. Living in the penthouse of a luxury condo is amazing. What does your husband do?
My parents bought this condo as a wedding gift. My husband runs a cafe.
Wow, your husband is a cafe owner? That means you get to enjoy delicious coffee and meals, right? Ah, that sounds like happiness.
Well, thank you, I said as Sana and I were chatting on the couch before cooking when Felix came out of the bedroom. Good morning. Anna, could I get a coffee? And who's this? Oh, let me introduce you. This is Sana Hamilton, she's been attending my cooking classes. Sana, this is my husband Felix. As usual, I made coffee and introduced Sana to Felix.
Nice to meet you. I'm here today to learn cooking from Anna.
That's great. It's nice to see someone so young putting in the effort. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me too. I'm almost as good at cooking as Anna is.
Thank you. And wow, Felix, you're really cool. I'm jealous of Anna.
Oh, thank you. Felix seemed pleased to be called cool by a younger girl, his face lighting up with a smile. I could see why. Sana is cute, even from a woman's perspective. But did he have to be that visibly smitten? I wondered if he really had to go to work today.
Oh right. I need to get going early today for the prep work.
Oh, is that so? I wish we could have talked more. Then come to our cafe next time. I'll make sure to treat you well since you're a friend of Anna's.
Really? I'll definitely visit then.
Looking forward to it. After seeing Felix off, Sana and I got started on cooking. Sana said she had time today, so we decided to make several easy dishes. As we cooked, Sana began to ask more about Felix. But Felix is really cool, isn't he? It's almost miraculous how you met someone like him. Truly. He's too good for me.
Ah, I wish I could end up with someone as amazing as Felix. Marrying a handsome cafe owner like him is just too enviable.
Sana's words stirred a bit of unease in me. While I don't think she meant any harm, her remarks made me feel a little insecure. The thought that she might be getting close to Felix to take him away crossed my mind, but I tried not to dwell on it. Focusing on cooking, I taught Sana as best as I could. Sana seemed happy with the dishes we made.
Thank you for today. It was great to be able to make so many different dishes.
I'm glad you think so. If you have any questions, feel free to ask anytime. Yes. Would it be okay if we shared today's dishes with Felix? Oh. You're not taking it home? I have plans tonight, so I'll be eating there. Please let me know what you think after you've eaten it. Got it. Then today, I'll have dinner with my husband and enjoy the dishes Sana and I made together. As the sun was setting, I told Sana to be careful on her way home. Thanks to cooking with Sana, I didn't have to prepare dinner tonight, so I hurried to finish other chores. In between, I also checked my work on the computer. When night fell, Felix came home at his usual time. Welcome back. You must be tired from today. What's for dinner? The cold Felix the First was used to was back, a stark contrast to his behavior when Sana was around. Today, we have dishes that Sana and I made together. I'd really like you to try them since we went through the trouble. Oh. If Sana made it, then I guess I'll give it a try. Although the dishes Sana and I made were simple to prepare, Felix ate them without any complaints today. Lately, he had been complaining about my cooking and often left it uneaten. I always try to balance the nutrition and make the presentation look nice. Even though today's dishes were simple and not particularly fancy or beautifully presented, Felix didn't complain at all. Well, it's rare, but it happens. Still, it was nice to see him eat without any complaints for a change. However, instead of complaints, he decided to make a sarcastic comment. Today's meal is incredibly delicious. So, Sana made this under your guidance, huh? Guess it really depends on who makes it. A young and cute girl's cooking tastes this good. Maybe instead of improving your cooking skills, you should work on your looks. That might make the food taste better, huh? I was utterly dumbfounded and felt a surge of anger, but I managed to keep my cool and silently cleared the dishes after we finished eating. Half a month later, Felix brought someone home unexpectedly. I was surprised by the sudden visitor while I was busy with my computer. What's going on? It was Sana. Sana happened to visit our cafe today. She said she wanted to share her thoughts on the dishes from the other day, so I brought her over.
Anna, I'm sorry for the surprise.
Oh. Oh, it's fine. I was just surprised because I didn't expect Sana to come over. I haven't prepared anything for dinner.
Don't worry, I'll make something. As a thank you for last time, I'll cook today.
But Felix, you must be tired, right? I can cook.
Wow, Felix, really? Thank you so much. I'm so happy.
Look forward to it and wait up. Yes. Sana excitedly interrupted my words. While I was thinking, just wait a minute. I stopped working on my computer since Sana was here and decided to listen to her while Felix was cooking. She happened to have some free time today and went to Felix's cafe. She had been there a few times before, but it was always fully booked, so she hardly had a chance to talk. Today, she went just before closing time and finally got to talk to him, but since there wasn't much time, Felix invited her over to our house. So that's what happened. Well, take your time and enjoy your stay today.
Thank you, Anna.
And perhaps that became a catalyst. Felix and Sana's relationship rapidly improved. Sana started to frequently visit our house, often returning with Felix. She's been coming over a lot lately, almost like it's her own home. Well, it's not like it's interfering with my work, so it's fine. However, as Sana started coming over more often, it seemed like my presence at home started to bother them, and Felix and Sana began to complain to me. Felix is right, Anna. You're always at home. What are you doing all day? I think I've told you before, but I'm working from home. Huh? Just fiddling with the computer and you call that work? You're probably just playing games, right? This is the problem with nerds. Anna, you're always at home playing games? Other than your cooking class, you're just cooped up here. I feel sorry for Felix working so hard. That's because this is. I felt a bit sad and frustrated by his lack of understanding towards my work. Compared to you, Sana is bright, kind, and cute, the complete opposite of a nerd like Anna.
That's not true. But if it were me, I'd want to reduce Felix's burden even more and try my best. Sana, saying that makes you an angel. Anna, you should really take a page out of Sana's book.
Felix and Sana freely expressed their disdain for me with their comments. But Sana is still a student from my cooking class. Having grown close to Sana, who is much younger, I tried to act maturely and not let it bother me. As a child, being slightly good at studies meant I was often bullied and looked down upon with many sarcastic comments thrown my way. Yeah, I'll try not to let it get to me. Sana was a student from my cooking class who approached me in a friendly manner and became my friend. With that thought, I decided to hide my mixed feelings. However, Felix started coming home from work later and later. Given it's a cafe with fixed closing hours, it's unusual for him to be late so many days in a row if the shop is just busy. I decided to ask Felix about it before he went to work today. Felix, you've been coming home late recently. Is something going on? You haven't been calling, and I'm worried. I've been working on a new menu item. That's why I'm late. Is that all? Stop nagging. That's all it is. If you keep asking, that's overstepping. Overstepping? I didn't mean to. Then don't ask anything. You really don't know how to consider others' feelings. Felix shouted and stormed out of the house, slamming the front door behind him. Just asking warranted no need for him to raise his voice like that. I was shocked and felt down because Felix never used to be so harsh. I wonder when things changed so much. Despite my surprise at Felix's transformation, I calmed myself down and focused on what I could do. Then, one day, I'm home.
Anna's back.
Hey, you're late coming back. When I returned home from the cooking class, I found Sana, who had missed the class, and Felix drinking at home. Why? I understand Felix being home if his cafe is closed today. But Sana had messaged me saying she had an urgent matter and couldn't attend the class. Why then is she here, drinking with Felix? My thoughts were spinning, and I felt uneasy. Hey, Anna. Don't just stand there, make some snacks to go with the drinks. You can see, right? We're out of snacks. We finished all the snacks we bought while drinking. Anna, please? Felix and Sana, without any guilt, asked me to make snacks. As if they were a couple cozying up to each other, which irked me. Sorry, I'm not feeling well today, so I'll rest in my room. I excused myself and retreated to my bedroom. Behind me, I could hear, damn useless. Followed by, oh, don't say that. It's mean. I wondered why I had to be subjected to such comments, fighting back tears of frustration with my pillow. The next morning, it seemed I had fallen asleep without realizing it. Checking my slightly swollen eyes in the mirror before leaving my room, I saw Felix and Sana cuddling asleep on the couch. What, this can't be happening. Seeing them like that, the word affair popped into my head, but I shook it off, thinking it was bad to jump to conclusions without proof. However, it wasn't a pleasant sight, so I woke them up angrily. Hey, how long are you going to sleep? Get up now. So noisy. It's fine, isn't it?
It's not fine. This is mine and Felix's home. And what's with that sloppy look?
Oh, this? This is from having fun with your husband. What? What does that mean? While you were sleeping in your room, I was having fun with Felix. That means we're dating. Sana revealed her affair with Felix as if boasting about it. I somewhat suspected it, so I oddly found myself thinking, I knew it. Still, half in denial, I shook Felix awake to confront him. What's with the noise this early? I even took the day off from the cafe. Never mind that, Sana says she's dating you. Is it true?
You're having an affair despite having a wife?
Ah, is that what this is about? Felix answered lazily as if it was a hassle, which only fueled my anger.
What do you mean, is that what this is about? I'm asking you seriously. What's going on?
Ah, come on, it's obvious. I'm dating Sana. We even had fun here. Because being with you is no fun at all. Funny how you are dumped by Felix like this, Anna. You're really finished as a woman. How pathetic. So, I'm planning to remarry Sana.
That's why I want you to divorce me.
Felix, acting as if he did nothing wrong, admitted to the affair and even demanded a divorce because he wants to remarry Sana. And with a tone of superiority, Sana added, "You're not suited to be the wife of Felix, the cafe owner, or to live in this luxury condo." Nodding in agreement with Sana's words, Felix showed no concern for me. Ah, these two don't care about me at all. Not as a wife, not as a friend. Shocked by the affair, I was speechless as Sana went on. So, your husband and this luxury condo are mine. Hurry up and disappear, old hag, she demanded aggressively for me to leave the house. Despite Sana's harsh words, which would normally be unimaginable, I somehow managed to stay calm. This luxury condo is Felix's, right? Since we're getting a divorce, you should leave soon, ma'am. Sana's claim that Felix owned the luxury condo took me by surprise for a moment. Wait, who owns this luxury condo? I asked again. What? Did the shock make you deaf? That's why I said you need to leave Felix's luxury condo. It's Felix's house, so you have no right to live here. Hearing her repeat herself, I burst into laughter unintentionally. What's so funny all of a sudden? Sorry. Fine, if you're okay with such a husband, he's all yours. Really? You're okay with that? Yes, I'm fine. Of course, I'll be leaving the luxury condo too. But if we're going through with the divorce, I'm going to see a lawyer. Since we're divorcing due to your infidelity, I'll be claiming alimony.
Yeah, do whatever you want.
So, expect some communication that needs to be addressed, okay? Saying that, I left the luxury condo with just my essential belongings. Surely, Sana is making a big mistake. That luxury condo belongs to Felix? I had explained before that it was bought for me by my parents as a wedding gift. Oh well. With that thought, I contacted a certain place. But after what has happened, I'll never forgive you too. You've messed up my life and you will pay for it. Later on, I visited the luxury condo with Lawyer Miller, who was recommended by a work acquaintance. The visit was, of course, to discuss divorce and alimony with Felix and company. Lawyer Miller had prepared and sent a formal notice, but there had been no action regarding the payment of alimony. So, despite wanting to avoid this meeting, I thought it was necessary and came to the condo. Who is it, so early in the morning? Well, it's almost noon, you know? And you should have received a message from the lawyer, right? Saying we'd be coming over around lunchtime today. Sana, still in her sloppy attire, greeted us at the entrance, causing Lawyer Miller to frown. Once we were inside, Felix greeted us with a look of annoyance. Great, using my day off for this. Well, it's not like you'd talk to us otherwise, right? Then let's just pay her the money and get it over with. Felix can easily afford our alimony, right? Ah, yeah, that's true. Watching Felix's reluctant face, I could almost read his mind. Sana probably still believes in Felix's lies. It's truly comical how he's trapped by a pretty girl's advances. So, first of all, about the alimony, do you two intend to pay Anna properly? We've been saying we'll pay, haven't you been listening? However, we've sent a formal notice and it's been several months already.
God, so annoying. Felix, do something about this.
About that, I was planning to explain the situation to my parents and ask them to help with the alimony payment. Felix was trying to persuade Sana, saying his parents would understand once he explained. But I had anticipated Felix would say something like this and countered. That won't work. Because I already explained to your parents that you were having an affair.
What?
Of course, right? We're getting divorced. I had to explain the reason properly. I had called Felix's parents the day I was kicked out of the luxury condo. I had revealed Felix's infidelity to them, and along with a polite apology, they said they had no intention of helping Felix at all. Felix's dad said he was sorry for having such a disgraceful son even though they had adopted him. He told him to take full responsibility for his own actions.
Why would you go around doing that? You've ruined the plan. Wait, what do you mean Felix is adopted into your family? What, adopted?
Exactly what it means. Felix was adopted into my family, the Turner family. It seems Felix, out of male pride, hadn't told Sana he was adopted into my family. I looked at Sana with pity. She was panicking, realizing Felix was adopted. Our family only has daughters. When I discussed marrying Felix with my father, he agreed on the condition that Felix would be adopted.
Why would he need to be adopted?
Well, our family is quite wealthy, you see. From my father's generation, there's been a desire to continue the family name. Of course, if he agreed to be adopted, my father was willing to pass on the assets to Felix. Sana seemed to realize her position was getting precarious. By the way, Sana, you seem to be under the misconception that this luxury condo belongs to Felix. It's in my name.
What? Don't lie. You said your in-laws bought it.
That's where you're misunderstanding. It wasn't Felix's parents but mine who bought it. Sana's expression, wide-mouthed and shocked, was truly laughable. So, selling this luxury condo to pay for the alimony is also out of the question? Ah, well, that's how it is. As Felix stammered with averted eyes, a look of despair began to appear on Sana's face. I nearly burst into laughter, knowing exactly why Felix was struggling to speak clearly. Let me explain something to Sana, who knows nothing.
What?
I own this luxury condo. So, if you wish to continue living here, you're welcome to do so after fully paying the alimony and then paying a fair rent of $30,000. But, of course, that would be impossible for you.
What? $30,000? That's a total rip-off. Unbelievable.
Then, you should check the market rates for this and other luxury condos around here. This one is special, being on the top floor, which is why the rent is higher.
So, Felix has income from running the cafe, so we can pay from that, right, Felix? Wait. That is…
Felix started to panic as Sanaa brought up his cafe. I'm almost grateful to Sanaa for digging Felix's grave deeper. Should I call her a genius for this? I mused to myself, laughing inwardly.
The cafe's business is going well, isn't it? You told me so. There were quite a few customers when I went.
Well, Felix's cafe isn't thriving. Sanaa just happened to visit during a full house. It's hardly making enough to cover the wages of part-timers. What? No way. Indeed, Felix's cafe was mostly running at a loss. It was only manageable because I was covering the deficits from my own assets. Despite being married to me and having plenty of money, Felix focused on the cafe's exterior and interior design, not so much on the quality of ingredients. Though he cared about the coffee beans, everything else was lacking. Initially, I had tried to help the cafe succeed and even cooperated on the menu. Hiring and training part-timers never went smoothly, and it was thanks to the regular customers and my support that the cafe kept running. So, Sanaa, it's impossible to pay from the cafe's income. That can't be true. Right, Felix. Once we're divorced, we'll be strangers, so you'll need to manage the cafe on your own.
Wait. If I lose your support, I'll have to close down the shop. Even after divorce, keep sponsoring me.
What? Don't say stupid things and face reality. Who would invest in someone who has committed infidelity and has no affection left? Don't make such idiotic statements, it's contagious. Felix pleaded for me not to stop supporting him. I ignored such a man. Meanwhile, Sanaa suddenly raised her voice.
No, I just can't believe this. I dated you because you said you were a rich business owner. Completely deceived, this is the worst.
Sanaa. Sanaa was freaking out, realizing the truth she hadn't been told. It seems she believed Felix's lies and had even quit her job. Moreover, she had maxed out her credit cards, thinking Felix would pay for her extravagant spending. As Sanaa ranted, Felix fought back just as hard.
Don't be ridiculous. You said you'd support me, right? But you don't do anything around the house. The food is terrible. Did you even learn to cook? What? You said we could just hire a maid for the household stuff. At least do the bare minimum. A woman who can't even do housework, I feel like I've been the one deceived. Don't you dare play the victim here. A man who can't make money is just like a hunter who can't hunt. Absolutely worthless, yet acting all high and mighty, old man.
Leaving the two to hurl insults at each other, I left the house to Lawyer Miller. I'm not sure how long their argument will last, but Lawyer Miller will handle it. Thinking back, I feel foolish for having trusted those people for so long. However, it's true that I was genuinely happy when Sanaa approached me. That's exactly why I can't forgive them. They trampled on my feelings. Eventually, the worst phase of my life with Felix ended with our divorce finalized. As declared, I claimed alimony from the two. Unable to afford living in the luxury condo anymore, Felix and Sanaa moved to a cheaper apartment. With my financial support gone, Felix's cafe struggled and had to be sold. The spot, being in a good location, quickly found a new tenant. They reliably pays. Felix and Sanaa seem to be working multiple part-time jobs day and night. But, burdened with the divorce alimony and Sanaa's credit card payments, they're having a tough time. All of this was informed by Lawyer Miller. I am truly grateful for him. I returned to the luxury condo, reclaiming my peaceful life. However, feeling disgusted knowing the two lived there, I decided to renovate the entire interior. The new room feels more wonderful than ever, like living in a different house. Believing that my happiness lies only in work, I started new business ventures, expanding the work I inherited from my parents. One day, I was teaching a cooking class to my students, as usual, once a week. That day, as usual, I was enjoying cooking with my students when suddenly the door burst open. My ex-husband Felix and Sana, in tattered clothes and emitting a foul smell, stormed into the class. Her face was red with anger, and her eyes blazed with intense emotions. "It's all your fault, our lives have turned into a mess. We can't even afford to eat properly anymore. Give us anything to eat. We haven't eaten anything in a week." Stunned by their drastic change, both I and the other students were speechless.
"This is my workplace. I have no intention of discussing personal matters here. Please leave,"
I said calmly as the two barged into the classroom with their shoes on. The classroom erupted into chaos, but we were saved by someone.
"Both of you. What are you doing?"
It was Lawyer Miller. In fact, when discussing the divorce, he mentioned wanting to learn cooking and became a student in my class. He had informed me he would be late to the school today due to work, but his timing was impeccable. "You still haven't finished paying the alimony for the affair, and now this? Causing more trouble will only add to your payments."
"Shut up. Just feed us anything. I'm seriously starving to death."
Their disgraceful appearance made me regret ever taking care of such a man. However, seeing them so emaciated and seemingly powerless to retaliate, I handed them some bread nearby and said, "Don't ever come here again. Find work and support yourselves." After devouring the bread, the two left. After they were gone, I apologized to Lawyer Miller and the students, working to restore the classroom's atmosphere. Fortunately, the students were understanding, and the incident was quickly resolved. This event made me think about what I could do with cooking, and with Lawyer Miller's advice, I started running a children's cafeteria. The goal of the cafeteria was to provide nutritious meals to children from families who couldn't afford them due to economic reasons. This initiative eventually caught the attention of not only the community but also the media. My cooking class transformed from just a workplace to a place nurturing dreams and hope. In this regard, I must thank my ex-husband.
Surrounded by the innocent smiles of children, I dedicate myself to preparing nutritious meals, day after day.